And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're going to talk about Bottle Imp, or the Bottle Imp. This is a game that's an older game. It's been republished recently, but I like to go back and take a look at some of my favorite older games every once in a while. This is one of my favorite trick-taking games. The Bottle Imp is based on the story by Robert Louis Stevenson, in which someone finds a bottle that if you own this bottle at the end of your life, then an imp comes and takes your soul away for all eternity. However, you can use this bottle to wish for anything you want, have all the riches. It's, just comes with that price. You can sell the bottle to someone else, but the thing is you have to sell it for a cost that is less than you paid for it. So if I buy the bottle for $1, I can always sell it for less. And then the story keeps getting sold for less and less till it's finally sold for a penny. And then can something be worth less than a penny? And the story has two lovers and blah, blah, blah. Okay, now the theme is evident in this trick-taking game, kind of, sort of. Actually, a lot more than you might think. Let me show you. In the middle of the table, there is a card, a 19. If you look, this little card here shows you every card in the game from 1 to 37. It's a 37 card deck, and one of those cards, the 19, is always placed in the middle underneath the bottle. Now this set that I have here is an older German set, so it's kind of weird. The cards themselves have pictures from the story and text from the story. It's a little odd, but it is what it is. It doesn't really matter, but the numbers anyway. The cards are dealt evenly to all the players. One person goes first, and that person can play any card they want. So let's say they play the 24. Everyone else must follow suit. So each person who's playing the game must also play a card that's blue. Now in this case, the three players who have played a 34, a 30, and a 24. The highest card wins the suit, so they take those three cards. Fantastic. Then that person leads the next trick, so they play a 36 red, and then this person plays an 11 red, and then the next person plays a 26 red. Now in this instance, 36 is the highest. They would normally win. However, since one of the cards played is below the cost of the bottle, then that card wins. The highest card underneath the cost of the bottle wins. So that person wins these three cards, and the new cost of the bottle is now 11. And so you will keep going and keep playing as you play these cards, and as time goes by, the cost of the bottle is going to get lower and lower. If you don't have the suit that's being led, you can play any card you want, which is a good way to get rid of the 1 here, because I don't want to buy the bottle for 1 because there will never be a lower card. In this case, the 8 is the one who buys it. He also wins the trick. And so you will continue to play until all the cards have been given out. Now at the beginning of a round, each player is going to look at their hand, and they're each going to place one card underneath the starting card, and that will be known as the Imp's trick. Also, each player passes a card to each of the other players in the game. But after the hand has gone over, you are going to look at the cards that you've won, and you're going to look at the points at the top of them, and that's how many points you got. The number of coins that's on each card, that's how many points those cards have given you. However, the person who has the bottle gets nothing. They get no points. So you don't want the bottle, and in fact, they'll take all the cards in the Imp's trick, and they will score those as negative points. And then you'll keep going, and eventually somebody will win the game. You can play to 500 points or whatever, or you can play a certain number of hands. But that is essentially how you play this game. And, the way that the cards are distributed is really interesting. Most of the red cards are high, but not all, and most of the yellow cards are low, but not all, and the blue cards are fairly evenly distributed. So, lots of neat cards in the game. Lots of different point values on the different cards. Higher ones are usually worth more points. Lower ones are very dangerous to have in your hand. I really enjoy this trick-taking game. It's for 2 to 4 players, although it plays okay with 2, plays decently with 4, but it is a great 3-player trick-taking game. It's my favorite way to play it. I like because there's only one number of period. And so when you're playing a number, you're sitting there trying to think, there's always that nagging thing, how am I going to win as many tricks as I can without taking that bottle? And if I do get the bottle, how do I get rid of it? You draw that 1, and so it's easy enough to say, okay, I'll throw it under the imp's trick to get rid of it, or I'll give it to somebody else, but it might not be a bad idea to try to hang on to it yourself, and you just got to know when to get rid of it. Keep a couple other yellow cards in your hand so you don't have to play that one, but when someone else plays a card that's lower than the bottle price and you can throw that 1 out, you know, the 1, the 2, the 3, they're all very dangerous because likely the bottle's going to sell for 1, 2, or 3, although I've seen it sell for more than that. And so that theme of selling that bottle, the little bottle thing itself is neat, and it just goes back and forth. It just has a very different feel, and at the same time, it's not heady or difficult trying to figure out everything to do. There's only 3 colors in the game. There's only 36 cards, and so I mean, it's pretty obvious what to do. So it's not like people are going to write books and books on the strategy in this game, but at the same time, it's a very tactical one. So this is an easy choice for my shelf because it's a great trick-taking game, works really well with 3 players, takes 30 minutes, or basically you can play till you just get bored of playing it. And so for that instance, I can highly recommend the Bottle Imp.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door.
There.